Good morning, everyone, and welcome. This is Michael Venezia. I'm the head of the Equity Trading Division at Tradeview Markets, and this is Tuesday, June 23rd. Yesterday's webcast, to lead off the week, it was all predicated upon how Greece did. There was nothing really done, and actually there's continued optimism, which took the European markets up 3% across the board. I think the FTSE lagged a little bit. It is what it is. So our markets continued to stay strong. We're looking up a little stronger a little bit this morning. Europe still is holding on to their gains as Asia, Shanghai finished up over 2% and Nikkei, I believe, up 1.7%. I want you to go back to yesterday's webcast because there's only two things that you really need to be involved in. And ironically, they were my two overnight positions. I had one other one I'll go over, but they were AMBA and Fitbit. And quite honestly, you know, the market really didn't have that big of a move yesterday. I know they opened up strong. There really wasn't much fluctuation, but you're talking about two stocks that are moving 20 and 25% on 20 and 30 million shares. And let's go over it. Okay, here we go. Chart on the SPYs. That's what we did yesterday. Just keep in mind here, we opened up strong. We had a little bit of a pullback at 11:30 to 12:30. And basically consolidated. So the little bit of a pullback was from 11:30 to 12:30. Let's also keep in mind that the IWM, the Russell 2000, is also making all-time highs, if you will, and continued to hold those all-time highs right around here. So even though the market pulled back a little bit, the IWM was holding all-time highs. And the triple Qs as well, the NASDAQ, if you will. No reason. You want to call it a triple top? You can try it. Maybe you could try it. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. But the bottom line is it's two stocks you had to be in, and that's Fitbit. That was what Fitbit did yesterday. The stock went from 35 to 40. It had a $5 range on 35 million shares. This is what the stock has done in a week. It went public at 30. High of that public IPO was 34. Pulled back and closed that actually day below 29 if you saw the webcast. Then the next day broke the IPO price and actually hasn't had a commercial since. This is Fitbit yesterday. You could see it had a little bit of a head and shoulders here, the head and the shoulders, and that was it. Stock still finished up 14% on a huge run. A lot of people are comparing it to the GoPro IPO, as I said yesterday, so you have to keep trading Fitbit. It was actually non-shortable for a little time yesterday. I'm not saying it would have done it, but certainly the shorts that are in it are screaming to cover. So this is a stock we got to be in, everyone. So what level would I be looking at to do it? 33, 34 would have the real initial break. And I know there's no real chart here to go upon, but as I said yesterday, because there's no frame of reference in this IPO, people are going basically on intraday technicals. It could be any chart, but this is what they do. A little head and shoulders. They bought, they sold, it based, and that was it. Let's go to AMBA. I had this stock short overnight. As a matter of fact, I had it short right here this previous day, the first day down. But you know what? This is a stock that the GoPro supplier, I mean, you go back a year and it was $35, and this was basically straight up without a commercial, with the second bull run, if you will, or second move, with huge volume coming this last month and a half. So AMBA, the day before, if you listen to the webcast, the AMBA went from 126 to 117, okay? It showed a little bit of a break on the most volume it's done, and let's go to yesterday. Just like anything, guys, usually the second move down is usually more dramatic because people want to see really how the stock reacts, but you're talking about a stock that opened down $6. I actually covered it right here, 107, and I watched it go down another $15, which wasn't fun. But this stock went from 109. As I said before, the market bounced from 11:30 to 12:30, and AMBA actually went down from 98 to 92. Now this stock is trading 25. It's a $100 stock trading 25 million shares with a 20-point range. A lot of people coming out defending it. I think it's going to be a little bit more choppy. You're not going to get this beautiful downward move with $1 or $2 bounces anymore. So that's what I'd be looking to do, AMBA and Fitbit. So on my Twitter page this morning, I saw something from Bloomberg. There was an article that said since December, the U.S. equities have not had a 2% intraday move since December, obviously this being the end of June. So keep that in mind. Nobody really wants to try to time the market or have an opinion on the market. Obviously, we can't argue we're in an uptrend with many indices making new highs and the geopolitical news being a major factor here. But when you have AMBA and Fitbit that trade more than Twitter and Facebook a day and have 20 to 30% moves, you really don't have to worry about what's being in the market, okay? So trade those couple of stocks. No, it's a quiet earnings front week, I believe. Keep an eye on how Europe closes at 11:30 and keep continuing to trading. You might give money back in a couple of these stocks because they're volatile, but you have to look at the net situation at the end of the day. So be prudent, trade well, keep your losses tight, and do your homework. Good luck, everyone.